G'day. So we've been working on about 5 different things at once. 5 different pretty big projects at once, but we finally got one of them to a stage where it's completed. So I'm going to show that. It is the Caterium Ingots that we're taking 2 pure nodes from the grasslands. And this is how it turned out. We think it looks pretty sweet. What we wanted to do was have a factory that is overhanging this waterfall area, and we wanted to try something a bit different and make the entire floor completely out of foundation frames. And it looks a bit different from the rest of the stuff we've done. So we've got half the factory hanging over this massive waterfall and kind of propped up by these supports. And we went ahead and chucked a bridge over the top of it too. So what is this? This is 2 pure nodes of Caterium getting produced into 780 Caterium ingots per minute. I'll just go through the factory and show how it's set up. One of the really cool things about using the foundation frames is we can actually get our pipes through the floor. And not only does it look cool, but it's actually quite functional. Because what that allows us to do is actually have the pipes going directly underneath the conveyor belts. And probably the most important thing, to me anyway, if you look closely, there's actually no clipping whatsoever of the pipe and the belts. And that makes me happy. So yeah, I'm using flying for this. We are making our entire world accessible by foot. But just to show this stuff off, it's so much easier to just fly around. So what is this? 66 refineries doing the pure Caterium ingot recipe, which is this one here. It takes 24 Caterium and 24 water to make 12 ingots. I'll go through where we got the nodes from and follow the line in a sec. But basically, here in the grasslands, again, it's these two pure Caterium nodes just here and here. That's all there is in the grasslands, and Caterium is obviously quite a rare resource. So, whoops, 780 per minute comes out of this factory. It doesn't sound very impressive, I know, but that's just the way Caterium is. It's hard to produce lots of it. So we've got 66 refineries here, and you may look at this and think, holy crap, well, you've got such an extensive factory and all you're getting out is this one line of 780 ingots. That's just the way it is. That's the most efficiency you can get out of Caterium at this stage. So just do a quick comparison here. So if I was to do it the old way, using smelters and constructors, we'd be using 45 Caterium to make 15 ingots per machine. And then that's only going to give us 520 ingots, and we're getting 780. Then, if you were going to make quick wire on the old method, you'd only be getting 2,600 quick wire per minute from 2 pure nodes. And the way we're doing it, we're using refinery, and then for the quick wire we're going to use assemblers. Pure recipe, we get 1560 sorry, that's how much ore's going in, and we get 780. Then 780 ingots go into this guy here, and we're going to make this alternate recipe. And we're going to be able to get 9,360 Caterium. So just quick recap, if we use the smelters and the constructors, you only get 2,600 quick wire per minute. But if you do a lot more elaborate setup and use the refinery and the assemblers to make quick wire, you'll be able to get 9,360 off 2 pure nodes of Caterium. Now this assembler setup is going to be done in our main base, and that's going to require 104 assemblers. So that'll be a video for another time. Yeah, this thing's turned out pretty cool. And it overlooks the Iron Maiden over there, making our iron. Yeah, that's pretty much our Caterium setup for the time being. You can see here the two 780 lines of Caterium ore coming in and the 780 line going back out. I'm just going to increase the speed for a bit. Show this bus line. So it comes all the way along here. Goes over our water setup for the iron. There's one pure node, Caterium node, getting picked up. The other two lines we've utilised this water bridge we already had set up. Whoops. Goes along the bottom of this building. Along the bottom of this building. Through here. There's the other pure Caterium miner. And then our ingots go all the way along here into our train station, and there's a little bit of a buffer there and gets put in the last train station. So I'll just go through and show a couple of the other things we've been working on in the main base. We've belted up 2 main train stations now, so the belting of these train stations is quite a task. So we've belted up this one, and we've belted up this one. And we've started working on just a little bit of design and things inside the main base. So we'll just go in there now and show you a bit of that. Take flying off, just to show an example of how this whole world's going to be accessible by foot. We've got a little viewing platform down in the center of our base now as well, and I'll just show that as well. So for example, if I was to arrive at this train station, or any train station, by foot, the train would stop here. I can just walk out here and just go straight in this hypertube, and this will take us all the way up into the center of the main base. Do lose a few frames in here. There's just so much going on. So this is actually the iron entry, and we're going to set up an entry point exactly the same on every train station. Here we are. This is the lobby, I guess we'll call it for the time being, of our main base. It's nice and open in here. Room to adjust and expand if necessary. And we've got these little tubes going down to our little lookout area, which you could see from the train station before. So that's the train station we came from. And from here we can look down into the forest and look around at our base. Someone was saying they're a bit concerned about safety in the factory, so we've gone ahead and put some safety railings in here so that we don't fall off the edge. So hopefully that satisfies that person. Alright. One other thing I'll just show, because we are using a few mods in this playthrough, one of the really cool mods we're going to use for our base is this elevator mod. We have this, our plan is to have a central elevator shaft, and if you haven't used these before, they're really cool. You can set it to as many floors or whatever heights you want, walk in, hit go, and away we go. This is just the second floor. So we'll go back down to ground, and that's basically the elevator. We've got one of these in the Iron Maiden setup now, so we can go through the factory on an elevator. I'll just put flying on again, just to show a quick look around in here. Okay. Alright, so this is where our iron comes in, on the western side. Splits off, has a little bit of buffer, and then goes up these elevator shafts or conveyor lift shafts. So every train station is going to come in like this. And over here we have copper. Copper's only using one station, so the belts on top is another station we haven't used yet. It's actually copper and a bit of steel, and they're going to go up. Now the plan is to, when we come up, we're just going to store and load balance stuff, or store and give a few buffers. So right now we've just set the iron up. A couple of reasons. We may have got a bit carried away, but we got 24 lines of 780 here that we can tap out of. And we have a huge amount of storage, just in case we want to turn off our grassland power. We'll have iron for ages if we need to. We're probably going to do a similar thing with all the base materials. So this whole shaft in here, this whole room, we're going to use this just for storage and distribution of items. The Caterium at the moment, that 780 line, we're just crushing that at the moment, just temporarily, and that's just to play with the throughput on the trains. That's basically where we're at for our main base at the moment. Now, the last thing I'll show is our starter base. I did mention before we just had a crazy hot mess of a starter base, but we're getting to the stage where we're going to delete that now. So our starter base, as you can see on the Satisfactory calculator, this is the main base here, and this up here is our starter base, and it's just a super messy, disgusting setup that we just smashed through all the tiers of technology as fast as we could, and we've been using this for our supply and power to get us to the stage we're at now. And the stage we're at now is getting ready to delete this thing. But before I delete it, I did want to just quickly show through it, because we did spend a few hours on it, and just for a little memento before it gets completely destroyed. That train station over there is a coal pickup for our power plants. Just go down this train line. We are following all the natural curves of the Earth with our trains. That's the concept we're going for this playthrough. There's a sulfur pickup here for our power station as well. That is going to stay here. And now everything I'm going to show you now is temporary. Alright, so all these messy lines here, hypertubes we used for getting around. This little setup here is our Caterium and Quickwire setup. This is all getting deleted. This little gross setup we have here is just basically what we use to transport our goods from the starter base to our main base when we were getting it set up. This is all getting deleted. Um, this is where we started the game. Alright, excuse the mess. There's our hub. And we just started punching out all the tiers of technology. So you can see it kind of started a little bit organized down here. You know, we're getting going, getting it done fast, but keeping it organized. This whole blank area here was where we had our space elevator part set up. We've already deleted that. And then come on the top level, things get a little bit crazy. We literally just got to the stage where we did not care, and we were like, let's just get it done. Let's just smash the belts in any which way we can and get this done so we can start the main base. So we unlocked all the tiers of technology and got all the items we needed to go get all the hard drives for the alternate recipes. That's what this is for. I don't even know what's in half this these containers. Our plan is we're just going to come down here, make a massive crushing setup, and just crush this whole lot. It's just been sitting here for a while, so everything's backed up. We should get quite a few tickets. Come over here. I mean, look at this. These are what, supercomputers? Man, we got a heap of them. But yeah, that's what we used. Over there in the ocean, you can just see down there, that's where we got our oil and plastic stuff. And that's getting belted over. That's all getting deleted as well. And we needed power for all this, and we had a coal power plant set up, and that's what got us through to the stage where we're at now. So this all getting deleted, and this over here, there's a little steel factory. I say little, but it's actually pretty big. This is what we did our steel in for our starter base, and this also all getting deleted. So yeah, that's deleting this thing's going to be a big project in itself. But yeah, that's why it's all messy. And now we're moving on to bigger and better things, which is our main mega base. We've been working on a massive wet concrete plant over here, but I think that's going to require a whole video in itself, and it's not quite finished yet either. So yeah, that's about it. Catch us later.